that time will tell. But Luka is definitely up there as far as guards.
Well, I ain't gonna say trash.
Well, I'm saying as in like the whole system. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. You know I'm your boy Nate. You know Mr. Man. He always gonna come on laughing. You know say hey, you know we here to have a good time. Hey, what you this guy. Oh, you gotta watch the highlights.
But I got to see you in the game, man. Because highlight tapes are just clips of
I'm
what
not a
you're
North
doing.
Carolina fan because obvious reasons they suck, right? But
North Carolina suck.
You know that's just
Hold up, son.
That's just
Hold up.
Yo.
What's going on, everybody?
Yo, we back at it.
It's the Man to Man Sports Podcast, and we back.
Hey, you know, we wasn't gonna be gone too long. Y'all know how we do it.
Hey, look,
But,
we had to take a hiatus. We vacations, holiday
I
time.
feel like that vacation was pretty much pointed at me, but
I mean, no. I mean, not just you. I took vacation too, but
okay.
look, we couldn't be away from y'all too long. It's your boy, Mr. Man, and I got my guy, Nate. How y'all doing out there, world?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I think everybody doing pretty good, but you know, this was about that time for me to get back in the saddle. Get on that horse, that V8 horse, and get the engines flowing.
Man,
We gonna keep this thing moving. But how you been, man?
First day back, and he already starting up, man.
Hey,
Already
I'm just
starting
saying.
up, man.
I'm
But
just
no. Really, since vacation, since the holiday time, man, I just been relaxing, getting my groove on, man. Actually, I'm really excited about the next step in my career. Not necessarily for the company we work for, because they still haven't sponsored us.
Oh, okay.
But
All
my training career, my basketball training career, man, I'm networking with some people, man, to try to get a facility that I can use on a regular basis, so I can start getting these kids in here and learning some basketball techniques and things of that nature. I'm also about to get another certification.
Ooh.
That's going to help solidify what I'm trying to do. I ain't looking.
Man, you know what the first thing I would tell you to do? Buy cones. Hey, that's the biggest step, man. I don't care what you do, you gotta have some cones.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna do all that, but I'm just excited to get back to the basics of basketball. You know what I mean?
The fundamentals.
Because you've been to AAU games, and it's just a bunch of guys. Not to take anything away from those young boys, those young men, I should say. But it's a lot of athletic guys who can play ball, but not a lot of skill involved. You know what I mean? And I want to change that a little bit.
I think while you speak on that, I think that's why the European, across seas.
Oh, absolutely.
They're catching up, especially with basketball.
Absolutely.
They're catching up because they're starting their base and concrete foundation is all fundamentals.
All fundamentals. That's exactly why.
Here we jump in that step. We want to, hey, let's do a 360 reverse layup. You know what I'm saying? Like when you just need to just focus on right hand layup, left hand layup. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I think that has something to do with where the league is headed as well.
Well, social media is flooded with quick moves to do this and do that, but a lot of times you have to have basic fundamentals to even do some of those fancy moves. And the kids are seeing the end product of our superstars in the NBA. They seeing the end game of how Steph shoots, but they don't look into how much time Steph puts into shooting. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So, I'm coaching some kids now. Well, assistant coaching some kids now, and just to watch them play. Everybody wants to shoot. Nobody wants to dribble. Nobody wants to pass the ball. They don't even know basic fundamentals of just spacing. Everybody, all five kids are running to the ball. You know what I mean? It's just they don't have any kind of basic knowledge, and I want to change that a little bit, man. So I'm excited about that next step in my career.
Hey, be a difference, brother.
Absolutely,
be a difference.
Absolutely.
But we gonna make it happen. But I'm glad you started off with that because that could kind of segue into our first topic with the NBA. You know what I mean? With that being said, man, the NBA right now, I will say this. I give you your props. Ant-Man is doing his thing.
I've been trying to tell you all this, man.
I
seen it.
But I got a question for you though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Ant-Man off the court things are gestures would catch up with him, or you think that would affect his play, or you think that's just a part of him?
You talking about like the getting fined and stuff?
Yeah.
Well,
He get fined like
yeah,
every day.
yeah. Well, look, that there's a certain term I heard a lady use called dumb tax,
Uh-huh.
and those getting fined is dumb tax. You're a young man getting paid. Don't let them take your money.
Once you said dumb tax,
Yeah,
I think it's called stupid tax.
stupid tax, dumb tax. Don't stupid and dumb mean the same thing? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No. I mean, I'm just thinking like, just in case that certain person would to see this show,
Yeah.
and she probably gonna say dumb tax. I thought I said stupid tax.
Oh,
I thought he said thumb tax, but you know.
I can't.
I did too.
Thumb tax. Get out. Thumb tax.
Hey, but I was gonna let you go. You had a thought. I was gonna let you go.
All right, stupid tax. Okay,
Yeah.
but get your money, man. You know what I'm saying? You losing some chunk of change. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's a young man. You know how youngsters are anyway. You know what I mean? But he knows how to play the crowd. He just does it a little bit too much when it comes to the gestures and all that kind of stuff. But if he can hone in on that and stay out of trouble, he's gonna be the face of the league for many years.
I disagree though with you because I think I think that's just a part of who he is. I think that's the flavor that he brings to the game. I think, shoot a bird, probably not, right? But the way he talks on the court, I think that's just a part of him. You shouldn't have him being fined $30,000, $25,000, $50,000 for him just being him. It's just the grit. You know what I mean? That makes him to who he is. He's not, doing like one of your old favorite players and in the club with guns or something like that. But
He's
strip
talking
club,
about
you know what I mean?
taking shots at John Moran.
Hey,
That's messed up, man.
but this is my thing. You know what I mean? Like he's doing what he do. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just a part of him. Like I think right now the refs are just being soft. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, he probably had no business talking about the refs. Yes, but I think a lot of that tic-tac stuff that they doing and a lot of of the fining and doing this and doing that. That I think that brings me to my next thing too. Like the refs this year and probably I'd say previous years, man, I felt like they're not just letting them play. I think it's a lot of hand checks, there's a lot of stoppage of the game, which I think affects what I know you're gonna bring up, the ratings of the game.
Well, the ratings of the game have a lot to do not just with the referees. In my opinion, it's a lot of the gameplay and everything. I mean, you talking about teams shooting 60, 73s a game. And that's not one team. That's like multiple teams. And we're not saying that they're hitting a lot of them. A lot of them threes they're missing. So it's a combination of the ticky-tack fouls, not letting the players express themselves. It's a lot of different things. But to piggyback or to address your point about Ant, I can get that it is part of who he is, but at some point in your career, you got to get it under control because you're going to be the face of the league, and somebody, a representative, is going to come to you and say,
Hold on. Before you could continue that thought, and I'm going to hit you right in the jugular.
Hold on. Why did you interrupt
Hey, no.
me?
I'm going to hit you right in the jugular.
Why did you interrupt
I'm going
me?
to forget it. I'm going to forget it.
Okay. Go ahead. Don't say nothing stupid.
Hey, no. I ain't going to say nothing stupid. I'm going to say something very, very intelligent here. All right, so you talk about Anthony and who he is and he need the whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what about MJ? Didn't he have that identity his whole career? I'm just saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I wanted to throw that out there.
Everybody knew MJ talk track. That's what he said.
Why everybody can't know Anthony? Not Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
Edwards.
He's.
Anthony
We're
Edwards.
talking about the gestures of throwing birds and gestures of that stuff. That's kind of
the caveat. I said, hey, not the birds or not talking about the referees, but just his flow and just being him.
He can be him, but he can be him without getting fined. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he get fined for every tic-tac thing you do. Even if he forget you, he got fined for that.
Now that one that he got fined or he got the tech for doing the flexing, now that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
My point.
That's ridiculous. Now that had nothing to do with anything. As many times as players jump up and off the bench and give the props to their teammates that make a play, that had I'm pretty sure the NBA is gonna rescind that tech. But see, that's kind of goes back to what I said about Draymond a long time ago. It's the reputation that you set now. That's what's going to follow you. So you need to stop the gestures now, so you won't have that reputation for every time you jump up and say something or do something, or whatever antics you got going on. You won't get that whistle or that fine. So you just need to adjust a little bit. You can still be yourself, but stop all the gesturing that's going to get you in trouble. Stop all the comics that's going to get you in trouble.
But my thing is, why would you have to adjust if the refs just let you play the game?
I agree with that.
Competitive nature.
I agree with that. But until that happens, he's going to have to control that. I mean, that's not just him. That's with any player in the league. But I do agree, the league needs to address the referees about how they approach the game, and I think they need to let stuff go a little bit more. But again, it's the league's fault for changing all the rules every single time just to try to make the game a little bit more interesting. And this is what I'm gonna say to the league: Adam Silver, less is more. Sometimes, all the adjustments at the All-Star weekend, All-Star game, I think you just should go back to the traditional way, East versus West, and just have fun that way. Trying to change stuff every year to try to get people more involved and more into it, it seems like it's not working because you're constantly changing stuff every single year. So I think until y'all can get something that's exciting for everybody, less is more. Go to the traditional way, East versus West, and let everybody play ball.
Well, I don't think that's gonna happen because you're not gonna appease everyone, right?
I agree.
But I see where you're trying to go. But I think you have to evolve, but I don't think you should just change up your whole thing. I think you should keep the foundation of what made the All-Star weekend great. And then you could add a little flavor in here and there. To be honest, I think every city that you go to, I think you should adopt the culture there. You know what I mean? So
see, they do that to the extent of the entertainment and the music that they play, not necessarily in the whole entire weekend. And I agree with you; they should do that. But the problem is, and what you just said, they shouldn't change it. But the problem is they have been changing it, and it hasn't been working and that's why they continue to change it. Like with the rest his soul Kobe, they did the 24 point thing at the end of the game, and that was a nice tribute and it worked a couple of years, but now it got out of hand. But the part of the problem is too, when you get to the All-Star weekend, specifically All-Star game, guys are launching threes from ridiculous ranges, and that's what it turns into. It doesn't turn into the entertainment part of it.
It turns into after practice.
Right.
After practice, like you just doing something.
Right,
you know
exactly.
Like it ain't even no shame in that game either.
At all.
Like it, and now one thing I always brought up, is when Luka and Joker, you know what I'm saying? Like they come to the. Man, they just out there they don't even give 50%. I'm talking like they get ridiculous after a while. Like they don't even run fast for a layup. Like it's crazy. And I felt like, from a competitive standpoint, back in the day it was a lot more energy and competitiveness.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people was there to compete. I'm the best.
Yeah.
Of the rest.
Well, that's a great point, and I'm gonna give you a perfect example. And don't talk about when I say this, because you be like slick comments when I talk about Magic. Don't talk about Magic.
I ain't saying nothing about
Magic. Magic, my guy. I love Magic Johnson.
Right.
But that year, stop it, man.
I didn't say
Stop it.
I didn't
listen. That year he came into the All-Star weekend, and they invited him after he had retired. That was a competitive game. Even down to the end, when he was dead dog tired, everybody, like Michael wanted to guard him, Isaiah wanted to guard him because they didn't want him to score. It's like, give Magic the ball and let him try to go one-on-one against me. And they don't do that. I'm going to let you do whatever you're going to do now and cross you up and dunk
I
it.
wouldn't do that to Magic.
Come on, man. Stop doing that, man. Stop, man.
I see what you say.
Stop doing that, man. That's my guy. Magic, I love you, man. I love you with all me.
I see what you're saying.
Stop it, man. Come on. But that's what I'm saying. That it does. You don't get that competitive no more. You just get how many threes I'm gonna hit up. You know what I'm saying? How far? How deep can I go?
It's a stat line and how many points I can get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't no defense really being played. Like, so it's something that what they're gonna have to do it like in the in-season tournament. Put that money. They put that bag on it. And it's different. Oh, $5 million for the winners. Oh, well, them jokers will be out there moving.
Possibility.
Hey,
So-
they'll be moving.
Now I do like what they did with Steph and with my girl
Sabrina?
Sabrina. I like
Yeah.
what they did with that.
Yeah. Now, I ain't saying everything was bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think, and it's coming up. One of the reasons why we're talking about the All-Star break, because it is coming up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think they got a lot to
Let me ask this
improve
question.
on. Go ahead.
About the All-Star weekend, specifically the dunk contest. What do you think they need to do to improve that?
High-profile players. High-profile. That's the only way. You ain't gonna be able to get Johnny McDonough in there and just tell him to go in there and do windmills. High-profile. You got to make that incentive for a high-profile to be in there. Hey, you get in there, $8 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to. I mean, because the NBA makes billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make it a little bit more, like, and the guys always talk about it.
Yeah.
Whether we know it or not, the NBA players, they always talk about, hey, they put that bag on there, I go in there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
they always talk about that.
I'm gonna tell you what I think they probably should. High profile names would definitely help, but I think they need to invite some of the people who are not actually NBA players. Those guys who actually do that.
Nah, I think it's going to take away from it.
No, I think it'll add
I think
some
you need to
flair
get
to
like
it.
the Zion Williamson.
Zion ain't gonna do it.
That you put that bag on and you're gonna do it. He got to pay for them baby mamas and the check. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
The reason I say that is because you don't get to see those guys all the time, and they'll do dunks that you haven't seen before. It'll add that.
It's gonna put a stain on the NBA presence. Though.
Well, they need to do something to improve it, right?
Now I say high profile players. That's the only way I can see. And the only reason to get high profile players in there is you gotta put that bag in there.
Excuse me.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
What high profile player will actually be good in the dunk contest?
Morant.
Yeah, he would. Who else?
Zion. I already named him. Who else?
Also, too, will they be willing to do it every single year?
No, it's gonna change.
That's what I'm saying. So,
like when LeBron, like they talk about LeBron. Nah, I don't mean to bring him up, but when they talked about LeBron, it was 5 years. They talked about him. You know what I'm saying? And granted, he didn't do it neither one of those 5 years, but they talked about it. You know what I mean? Like for a long period of time. Like they're gonna do it a couple years.
Well, that's the thing too, and this is another thing that people probably don't remember this. And anybody who's watching the All-Star Weekend over the years, they will probably remember LeBron James saying he would get in it because of the performance that was going on at that time of that particular year.
And he said that bag had to be right though. He said
It
the
don't
bag had to
matter.
be right
It don't-
because Magic Johnson. Magic put up. He said for him to get in it, he said he'll help put up the money like a meal.
But this is the thing. They getting paid anyway. They getting
yeah,
paid
but
anyway.
they getting paid anyway. But if you want it to be a big turnout, you know they're gonna turn out. Come on now, it's a just like Gilbert Arenas say. It's made off your image, your name. That's what's gonna draw attention to it. You know what I'm saying? When Gilbert Arenas said out of his mouth himself, he was like when he was just being a sniper.
Excuse me.
What's up?
Listen, I respect Gilbert Arenas, but I don't like everything he said, and I don't agree with that. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it has some truth to it. When I heard, I was like,
he's also the same guy that said Kobe Bryant he wasn't athletic.
But we ain't talking about.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying everything Gilbert Arenas ain't actually
I'm
good information. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying when he said what he said, and he was like, "Hey, I did what I did in silence or whatever," and nobody was like, "Okay, all right, well he's a good player." But then when he started talking trash and telling people what he was gonna do, all that type of stuff, made himself, to the public seem more available and outlandish, then that's when people really start to notice him. So what I'm saying is, to piggyback off of it is, when you got high profile players and you got people that people know about, people that vote for people to be in the All-Star game and stuff like that just brings a different setting, because people are prepared, even if they go up there and do, it don't gotta be like extreme dunk. People are gonna be tuned in.
Well, I see where you're coming from, and to a slight degree, I agree. But the problem is, the All-Star weekend is supposed to appease the fan, and the fan is the ones who are coming to pay these prices to see these guys.
Mhm.
And if the fans are disappointed every single year because these guys don't want to play because they're not getting paid, which they're getting big bucks all year anyway, it looks bad to the fans, and that's why they're having problems with fans coming to these things or even supporting the NBA.
That's why I said the NBA got to give them that bag.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the part of the problem.
And I think if they give them that bag, I think you would have more people willing to sign up to do it. I think you would have so many people lined up that you have to pick it a little.
The problem is, again, when you got superstars sitting out because they want to sit out, there ain't nothing wrong with them, and they getting paid to sit out, and and we're paying thousands of dollars to see them play.
So this proves my point though. The in-season tournament that first year, I don't think I heard even one star said they didn't want to win that. They was like into it. They was like, "Oh, y'all giving us the bag or whatever." Like, "Oh, okay, all right." You know what I mean?
That's another problem. The league, that goes back to my other point about how the league was trying to change something to get more ratings. It's a shame that they have to continue to entice these guys to get them paid for them to do something they should be already doing anyway. You know what I mean? They should.
I get it.
They're the product, and we're paying to see it.
Well, it's an incentive because you know why? The NBA, they get more money every year. Why you think we just looked at Steph and what he gonna get paid over the next 3 years? It goes up every time, right?
Well, and guess what that creates? The luxury tax, and what are they gonna be able to do?
Well, they gonna get the TV deals. They got the $1 billion TV.
I know that's only part of it.
Every year it's gonna go up.
I know, but that's only part of it. But if they continue to put money into players that's not into franchise players, how are they going to continue to be the Golden State Warriors that we come to love right now? You can't do it, and that's why Steph was saying, like he was saying now, don't make no major move to try to get a championship if it's not going to work. So he's trying to help them out with saving money. So that's part of the problem. Y'all are getting paid anyway. You should be out there performing, and the fans are saying like, look, why are we paying all this money to come to these games and y'all sitting out, or y'all not performing to the point to where we are entertained because y'all doing the same thing over and over again. This is I get surveys from the league, and this is what the fans are saying. The fans are not the fans
part
are
of the survey club.
No, I get surveys from the NBA.
So Susie said today that she was disgruntled with how the seats in the arena sat. Okay, all right. Her nuggets were cold. I got that survey today. Okay, all right.
We're not talking about food. We're talking about the product that's on the court. That's what we're talking about.
Well,
you got Joel Embiid, the league's MVP.
But I mean,
said who don't want to play back to back because he don't feel like it. Come on now.
I mean, but he got some other issues going on.
I mean, come on, but still though, that's what he basically said.
I mean, I think like I ain't gonna lie, one picture he took. Like he got palsy or something with one of his eyes or something wasn't working. He got a medical condition. I know that much. I mean, I don't know what was going on. But look it up. I'm not lying. Producer, look it up. Look at this picture online. I am not lying.
What's the name again?
Joel Embiid. But he had a medical condition because I think he got hit in the face or something like that, and he was trying to recover.
Hold on. Say him again.
Joel Embiid.
Joel?
Yeah.
Look.
You know how to spell it? Joel.
Oh, Joel.
Yeah.
Look, if you look at a lot of the greats, they played through a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
They played through a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying
the whole 9 yards.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying play regardless. I ain't saying that. If you legitimately hurt and you physically can't play, all right, I understand that. But if you are able to play and you are able to help your team win, you need to be out there playing.
So in other words, Mr. Mann is saying, hey, if you got a broken leg, get on out there. You still can shoot a layup. Your hands still work. All right? So in other words, he want to do a PSA for all the NBA players out there.
Look,
hey, do not come in here with that Kawhi mess.
Y'all know, everybody
exactly
that know me
saying.
now knows Michael and Kobe were my guy. And Kobe is a perfect example of playing through injury. Boy broke his daggone finger and learned how to re-dribble with a broken finger.
And guess what?
What?
Guess what? He actually tore his Achilles too.
Yeah, but he still went out there and shot a free throw.
Yeah, he did it.
And then he came back and played.
He had bad shoulders.
He came back. He worked hard and came back and played.
Every time I seen him on the bench, he had ice on him.
But he still played.
He was a strong individual.
I'm just saying. There's some exceptions to the rule. Don't get me wrong. If your Achilles broke, of course you don't need to be out there. But if you just got I don't know, a stretched finger, come on now.
What you trying to say?
Yeah, I'm about to say, if you got to pull a hamstring, you don't need to be out there too.
Come on now.
I'm trying to say that he's showing that he's tougher than most players are.
He just talking about the grit.
The grit.
He had the grit.
But because there's other, like, let's just take the injuries out for example.
Okay.
If you're having a bad game, not scoring, you can't score, you can't get a basket to save your life. Aren't there other things you can do on the court to help your team win?
Yeah, most definitely.
All right then. So if
pass the ball,
exactly, you can get some assists, right?
There's ways that you can function on the court. If you're short, let's say if you have a broken hand or something.
You just saying that you trying to. I think I got what you're saying, Mr. Man. You're calling all the NBA players Charmin. That sounds like what you're saying. That's what, and you're saying, oh, hey, because y'all are Charmin, and and we don't have no replaceable Charmin to replace y'all with.
Charmin as in the tissue.
You a smart
he's
individual.
he's saying so.
Hey, so with that being said, the ratings are going down because people want to see y'all play, but y'all are in the trash because you're Charmin. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the man is really. Did I say it correctly? That's what you're saying?
I'm not saying
it seems like that's what you're saying.
I think they got a little. I think they're a little spoiled. I think that's
okay.
what it is. I think they're a little spoiled.
By the way, side note: that player you mentioned to me a moment ago,
yes.
was Bell's palsy they got.
Oh, I knew it was something with
Bell's
with a
palsy.
B and a P.
I mean,
I knew it was something like that.
But that's an on and off thing. That doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, but you got
it just comes and goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah. As a matter of fact, actual example here, Jim Ross from the what used to be WWF. He has it.
Well, he went way back. He said WWF. I'm about to say Stone Cold Steve Austin type stuff up in here.
Yeah, the attitude era.
Okay, all right. hey, that's all fun then. But hey, to our fans out there, hey, we appreciate y'all for sticking with us. You know what I mean? We're back now. We want to make this PSA. We don't know what's happening with TikTok. So make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram for all the new updates coming up. And we'll let y'all know kind of how that go. 'Cause I know all our TikTok fans, they come in and, interact with us. But make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Our producer will put the link down below. Just make sure you click it and follow it, subscribe. We appreciate y'all.